Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedasi Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Kishkindha Khan, chapter number 27. Rama grieves for Sita. The recitation begins now. No sooner was Sugriva on his way to Kishkindha with his monkey hosts than the princess set out to the Prasravana hill. It was the haunt of many a deer, tiger, bear, lion, monkey, and wild cat. Trees, creepers, and brushwood almost hid it from view. Rills, streams, and cataracts of crystal water dotted the place. They came upon a lofty cavern on the hill that towered aloft like a cloud bank and decided to abide there during the rains. They made certain arrangements with Sugriva to further their plans, and then Rama turned to his brother, skillful, wise, and dear to his heart, and said, "This cavern is lovely to look at, spacious and airy. Let us pass the rainy season here. This lofty hill looks grand and lovely with its slabs of various hue, divers oars, caverns, thickets, groves, creepers, flower plants, and the notes of peacocks and many other birds. Nearby is a charming lotus pool. This cavern slopes to the front and has an opening on its western slopes to the southwest, so we need not fear any draughts. Right in front of it is a large and spacious slab, smooth as a plank of collyrium. The peak to the north is black and lofty like the rain cloud or a hill of collyrium. That to the south is white like Mount Kailasa and bright with many an oar. Yonder runs a stream like the Mandakini flowing down the sides of Chitrakuta. The banks are thickly lined with many a tree, like a damsel gaily decked in spring. Birds of rare plumage and melodious notes coo and caw from them. This river laughs, methinks, in excess of joy, with its sand shoals where disport many a bird. Lotuses, lilies, kalharas, and kuvalayas lie thick all over. Many a holy sage and hermit resort to these waters to take their bath. Behold these sandal and arjuna trees, line after line, as if they were the productions of an artist's golden fancy. Verily, it is a charming spot, and I am sure that our hearts will find peace and happiness by abiding here for a while. Kishkindha, the capital of Sugriva, is nearby, hid among the thick forests and groves. The monkeys have a happy time of it now, celebrating the accession of their new king. The sounds of their dance, song, and other gay music is wafted to our ears in rippling waves of melody, interspersed with the shouts and roars of monkeys. Sugriva has recovered his wife, his kingdom, and its boundless wealth. He has his friends around him, and many a long year of happiness lies before him." So spoke Rama, as was suited to the occasion, and took his quarters in the cave. But his heart was not cheered in the least. The beauty and splendor of the hill but made his grief the bitterer. He lay awake the livelong night, alone with his black thoughts of how the wicked wretch of a Rakshasa violently snatched away the beloved wife of his heart. The moonlit nights but sharpened the tooth of grief. Lakshmana watched him pine and waste day after day, distracted, heart-stricken, and blinded with tears. He reflected a millionfold his brother's misery, and he did his best to console Rama. "O Prince of Heroes, it ill becomes you to give way to grief and tears. Know ye not that nothing succeeds with him who ever wails and moans impotent? I see none other in this world blessed with all the necessary qualifications for success in any undertaking he might set his hand to. But fate too must be graciously inclined to it. Who knows better, truer, that there is a deity that shapes our ends and a hereafter to work them in? A loyal adherence to Dharma and an untiring perseverance ever await your commands. Our foe is a Rakshasa, an adept in the arts of illusion and unfair fight. And if you should turn your back thus upon fortitude and courage, we may as well give up the fight. Lay the axe at the root of clear and gloomy depression. Hold fast to perseverance. The very next moment you hold in the hollow of your hand this broad earth and its mountains, oceans, and rivers. Ravana and his pitiful brood of Rakshasas do not count. Wait till the rains pass and autumn sets in, and in a moment you will blast in this Ravana, his hosts, and his kingdom. I but fan into flame the slumbering fire of your valor that is encrusted with the pale ashes of grief, even as the sacrificial priests blow into the bright flame of the apparently spent up fire. So speak Lakshmana, the friend of his heart, in kind and gentle and loving accents. Rama's parched soul drank in with avidity the dewy balm, and his face brightened and his heart grew buoyant. Lakshmana, right glad am I and grateful that you have spoken so, as would my best friend and well-wisher, rich in affection, devotion, truth, and valor. Here do I cast away from me this insidious grief that blights all human efforts. And here do I draw into my heart the energy and spirit that is the mother of restless power. Your words are sweet and pleasant to my ears. I await all eagerly the autumn, when Sugriva and the rivers and the rains will be inclined to further my purpose. A hero is not slow to render back any service we may do him. The ungrateful wretch is held up in scorn ever by the good, and Sugriva should help us in return, at least out of fear of popular censure. Lakshmana was considerably relieved to hear it. He clasped his hands above his head, glanced rapidly over his plans in the near future, and said, "Brother, you speak true when you say that Sugriva would not be slow to express his gratitude to us. Spend the rainy season here and await clear skies. Keep down the surging billows of grief that the loss of your beloved rouse in you, and hold fast to fortitude and courage that lifts us over the heads of your enemies. It seems to me somewhat inappropriate that you should give way to your anger and cry. This moment do I slay the foe, whether Sugriva helps me or not. Let anger and grief be strangers to your heart for but 4 months more. Let us take our quarters in this mountain, which provides for all our comforts. I will do my best to soften your grief. We should busy ourselves with the necessary preparations to annihilate our enemies." Thus did Lakshmana show forth his sound sense and irrepressible optimism. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabde Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.